So, have any of you guys ever done 75 hard? And if you have, I would love to know your input and your experience. What'd you love about it? What'd you hate about it? What was easier? What was harder? All the things. Because I attempted it in May of 23 and I thrived. Like, I don't know if it's ADHD or whatever is going on with my brain, that having a strict schedule and a strict set of rules, like, I just did so well, and I ended up failing. I hate that word, but I ended up failing on day 35 because this huge storm hit our community. No electricity in June means no air conditioning. It was so hot, and the only place open was a pizza place, so that stinks. But so made it to day 35, and I was ready to pick it right back up. But then 3 days later, got a phone call that my dad fell and broke his neck, and he survived. But obviously there's issues from that. He's still has full use of his arms and legs, so that was a miracle. He's in his 60s, and a fall like that, the doctors were really surprised. And so kind of getting through that as a family, and so having all that happen the same week. And then just 2 weeks later, something else exploded, and it was something with my teenager, my oldest, and to the point where there were people in her life that we had to. Well, she chose it, but as parents, we have to help her enforce cutting people out of her life, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. She's been in therapy for a year and a half. And watching her finally tell the truth about things was one of the worst things I've ever gone through as a mom. The mom guilt was terrible. You have all the woulda, coulda, shouldas of I should have seen more. I should have done this. I should have done that, or I should have noticed this. And in the process of dealing with all that internally, but also doing my best to stand guard and protect her because she's so scared of, a specific group of people who are used to being in her life and did not take it well, not being in her life anymore, which I understand. She's a fantastic person, but it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. And the stress was so bad that I ended up losing half my hair. And so it was getting so thin, I just, chopped it off. And yeah, it was really bad. And, now it's about a year and a half later. And, we've stood our ground. But it's still hard. But, November, started actually finally focusing back on my physical health, as you guys know. And it is time to take this a bit more seriously. And I'm a very competitive person, especially with myself. And leaving 75 hard unfinished is not something that feels right to me. It's something that I know I can do. But I also don't want to just jump in from hardly working out to working out twice a day. So that's why, even starting in November, I knew this is where this was leading to. I knew that I was leading up to getting myself to a point where I knew I could do 75 hard, and I knew I could complete it and finish it this time, one time. No going in and burning myself out, but actually going in with knowledge of how I did this before and what worked, what didn't, all that stuff. And yeah, because I have been making small changes, which is good. That's good. Making small changes is good, especially to have long-term results, because I've done extremes before and I lose weight super fast, and then something in my life happens, like the storm and my dad's fall and what happened with my daughter, and I fall apart. And I can't keep doing that. Things in life are going to happen. Unfortunately, bad things are going to still happen, and I can't fall apart every single time it does, because this is what happens every year. I lose 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds. I've literally lost hundreds of pounds in the last 8 years since I had my third. My daughter's almost 9. But since I had her, I've lost hundreds of pounds. But it's in increments of like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, where I lose it and then something happens, I fall apart and I gain it all back. And it's so frustrating because it's like, people will tell me, oh, well, you've done it before, you can do it again. Like, I know that, but I am not the same person that I was. Like, something significant happened, especially this past year, where I had healing that happened in my heart, that had been there and rotting for almost 2 decades. And I finally was able to let go of that and forgive the people who had hurt me so terribly. And I was finally able to let go of the guilt. And it's like there was this freedom of that weight, and that was incredible. But then there's also this, I don't know what to do now. Like, it almost became part of my identity of that pain. And, you know, it's like I was standing there and asking God, like, what do I do with my hands now? What do I do? Like, I'm so used to clutching this painful thing, and now that I'm not, I don't know what to do with my hands. And so, yeah, it's been this whole year of discovering, you know, who am I even without that? Like, who am I really? Who do I want to be? What are my dreams and goals? Because I stopped dreaming. I realized that I was living in survival mode for, you know, almost 20 years and just attacking each new thing as it came at me versus actually having dreams and goals for my life. And so, still figuring that out. But in that, I don't know when I'm going to start yet, because I do want to be in a bit better place than I am now. I'm getting better and better, which is awesome, but I do want to finish. I want to actually do 75 hard, and I want to finish it. Dang it. Like I said, competitive. So I would love to know all your thoughts on it. I would love to know your experiences. Share all the things. Please don't be negative. You know what? If this is not a thing for you, and you, like, if you don't like the sound of it, but you've never actually done it, like, please don't. Like, it's kind of that, you know, don't knock it till you try it thing. Like, because I did at least 35 days of it, and I did so good. Like, I don't know if it's like the depression and not ever being outside much, and then you have to be outside every day. Like, there were so many things that I had mental clarity that I haven't had in a long time. And so I know that it's possible. And so I'm not looking for negative. I'm looking for just feedback of your personal experience. And yeah, I would love to hear any and all the things. Have a great day.